And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and.
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
Like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Rickner, Arnold, Dave.
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes.
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But you know,
Wait, hold up.
you got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. It is finally Friday. It is finally Friday, man. Damn. I am so happy about that. You have no idea. It is finally Friday. We can actually focus on the weekend, focus on relaxing, focus on ourselves, right? Take this time to just chill and just soak everything in. You know what I mean? Get it all the way down to your plums. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited about today. Why? Because not only because it's Friday, but because I'm still on this planet. I still be alive and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It feels really, 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 really good to know that I'm above the earth, above the dirt. And every day above the dirt is a blessing. Can I get an amen in the chat? Okay. If you're feeling good today, if you're happy that it's finally Friday, like me, hit that like button, okay? Please hit that like button, all right? And of course, for those of y'all who are new to the show, good evening, good morning. Wow, I'm already ready for the weekend. Good morning. Be sure to crush that subscribe button. That would really, 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 really mean a lot. Okay, guys, you know what I'm saying? We working really hard out here in these streets, okay? And of course, you know, I got to put it in here. Like, I got to say it. We do have a Patreon. Would love to get you guys to jump on over there. Please join our membership over here on our page, on our YouTube channel, or go over to our Patreon. We got a lot of really great stuff coming over this weekend and all that stuff. Would love to have you guys be able to be the first eyes to see that stuff before the upcoming week. So please go join our Patreon, patreon.com/thepascalshow. That'd be really, really appreciated. So crush that subscribe button, hit that like button, send the likes all the way up if you're ready for a good, positive, and fantastic weekend. All right. Send that positivity right through your computer or your cell phone or your screen or whatever you're watching this show right here. Anyway, I got my brother David in the house. What's good, man? How you doing, my brother? You doing all right? You living good?
Yeah, man, I'm pretty good. A little tired, but it's not surprising. It's the end of the weekend. I'm happy it's Friday too. But getting some weird weather. I don't want to really usually talk about the weather, but it was like 95 2 days ago, and right now it's like 42 degrees outside. It is cold in August. I don't really know why, but it is. Apparently, Denver's supposed to get a bunch of snow next week. I don't understand that either, but there you go.
Yeah, global warming doesn't exist anyway. No, I'm just playing. I'm totally playing. But real talk, yeah. Let's be real. Let's be real. This is a very weird time, right? Globally, health wise, and all that. I will, honestly, it's been so damn hot. I would gladly take some cold weather right now, just for a little bit. I just hope it's not like some crazy long winter. I don't like those long winters. I'm cool with being bundled up and all that stuff, for a little while, but I am not cool with just being like, you know what I'm saying? Like just cold for the entire time. There's only so much of the cold I can take. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool bundling up, wearing sweaters. You know what I mean? I'm not really a sweater guy, but you know what I'm saying. Nice and bundled up. I like feeling cozy all the time. You know what I mean? Real quick, I want to say a big thank you to Kush for the Australian $3, if I'm correct. Is that the Australian $3? I guess it says $1. I don't know. But thank you so much. Slapshock, Agent Orange Live Mix, new subs. Okay. Well, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. So thank you so much for that super chat. Okay. So those of y'all who are watching right now, welcome for the first time. If you're watching the show right now for the first time, thank you guys for jumping on. You guys gotta come on and show some love. Hit that like button down below. Comment where you are watching this show from. We love to hear about new people, new faces, and all that coming in and being a part of the show. You know what I mean? Always love knowing what corner of the world you are coming from. So please comment down below where you're going. You know what I'm saying? I see that there's a lion raid going on from the Benjamin Dixon show. Want to say a big thank you to Benjamin Dixon and all the people over there. Had a really good time just a second ago, hopping over there and chopping it up about Aura Kelly. We are actually also going to be talking about Aura Kelly over here as well. There's also another conversation about Brother Polight, which is crazy, which we got to talk about. It sucks. Like the lineup here is a lot of bad things on black men right now. I'm not really happy about it, but at the same time, hey, this is the show. These are the news stories that we're covering. These are the news stories that people are talking about right now. And then of course we do have Larry Elder and some interesting allegations from his ex-fiance. Yes, we're going to be talking about that as well. Yeah, like I said, this is crazy. Okay, everything that's going on right now that we're going to be reading and talking about, and video clips that we're checking out, is going to be a crazy one. So please sit back, strap on in, and let's get this conversation going. I just saw somebody say, "Oh yeah, there we go." Arian. Right? Yeah. Arain 22. Thank you. Arain 22 said, "Saw you on the Dixon show this morning. Nicely done, Pascal." Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the comment. I have a really great time over there. You can see me over there. I'm going to be sprinkling my presence over there on the Benjamin Dixon show over the next, for the foreseeable future. So be sure to keep an eye out. I'll be on at around 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Benjamin Dixon time. Okay. So, yeah, I'll be on doing the thing. And I appreciate everybody, all the Lions coming in, Lion Squad coming through, the Benjamin Dixon show family coming in and showing some love and what's the word? Showing some love and support. There we go. That's the word. I can't even find words today. That's how long of a week it has been. It has been one long ass week, y'all. I'm just going to say that one more time. And I am definitely excited about this weekend. But we are going to be doing an Ask Pascal segment at the end of the show today. So we're going to get through these stories pretty quick. So if you can, do me that solid. Be sure to hit that like button. Send those likes all the way up. I see a gang of people on today starting to tune in. We got to talk about R. Kelly. But first, before we do that, we definitely got to give you guys a heads up, just so you know. Aaliyah's sophomore album, all right, is officially out on all streaming sites. So if you stream music like on Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff, that her sophomore album, One in a Million, is officially on streaming services right now. So be sure, in light of us talking about this whole thing right now, let's give her some love. You know what I mean? Let's give her some let's pay her homage. Okay. And definitely stream that stuff if you can. Okay. I think it's really great because that whole album is amazing. And she was a really, really talented artist, and she's gone too soon. I know we talked about her a few weeks ago about the flight and the new news about how she was terrified of flying. She was a very anxious flyer. That she was drugged before she got onto the plane, before she got on that fatal flight that took her life. So the fact that none of her albums have been on streaming sites at all. The fact that it's out, I'm very, very excited about it. So do us all a favor, you know what I mean? And stream at least one of her songs today. You know what I'm saying? At least one. Okay. And if you feel me, give me a thumbs up or hit a number 1 in the chat. Okay. So anyway, we got to jump into this story. There is a lot going on with R. Kelly. If you didn't already know, for those of y'all who have been watching the show and checking everything out, there is some crazy stuff going on with R. Kelly. We got a little bit of a news clip that I wanted to show you guys. It's not looking good for R. Kelly. Let's just be straight funky here. We got to take a look at this one. So let's get it cracking.
York, Julia Janae. Let's go to Brooklyn, New York. Julia Janae, Court TV legal correspondent, joining us live with the latest in another one of the trials we're covering here on Court TV. R. Kelly, who is in federal court where they don't permit our cameras. They don't permit our microphones. If you don't like that, folks, like I don't like it, send a letter to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Like, real quick, I'm sorry to pause it, but I do wish that there were cameras in the court. I'm going to be real. This is something I want to watch. You see what I'm saying? I want to see everything. I want to see all the goings-ons in that court. Let's keep it straight funky, y'all. I better not be the only one in this world that would want to be a fly on the wall in that courtroom right now. Just to see him sweat. You know what I mean? Just to see the perspiration, just to see him just a little bit, just a little, you know what I'm saying? Just perspire. You know what I mean? Little moist. David?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think for any federal adult trial, they should be allowed to record it and broadcast it because it is news. I mean, whether he's guilty or not, that is something people should know. And this video is going to give us some kind of, we have the drawings and whatever, but it's just not the same, obviously. It's the artist's interpretation. You can't see how they're reacting for yourself and kind of get those insights that you would get if you were watching the whole thing. But it's the way they do it for some reason. I
mean, they did it with the Derek Chauvin case. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to be doing it for the Ahmaud Arbery court case as well, the murder trial of those two imbeciles, those two. A lot of expletives. I want to say right now, but there's going to be cameras in the court. They will be covering that. But R. Kelly, though, he gets a pass. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue.
In the meantime, Julie Janae, you've got all the information for us today. That first witness still on the stand earlier today.
She was on the stand earlier today, Jane Doe number 4, Geronda Pace, but she is finally done. And this was something that came with an added level of urgency because the judge said she could go into labor at any time. You can see that in some of the sketches from inside the courtrooms. That was something that was for sure on anyone's mind who's watching her having to testify about what she says happened to her when she was 16 years old. But overall, she was a very confident woman to witness on the stand, very straightforward in the way she answered her questions. And really, even on cross-examination, she did not change her tone. She did not change the way that she reacted to the questions from the defense attorney, Devereaux Canick. He asked her about whether or not she lied about her age on several occasions, and she would just say, correct. That is correct. Yes. She said that she did have a fake ID, or she wrote that she had a fake ID in a settlement. Another tough thing that she had to answer, an uncomfortable moment, talking about the $1 million that she was paid early on in the civil case back in 2010. But this jury is walking away now with a complete story after 2 days of Geronda Pace being on the stand.
That's a fascinating issue, Julia, isn't it? The payment of $1 million, because, okay, you're trying to attack the credibility of this accuser, but on the other hand, the guy sitting in the chair paid $1 million to make it all go away. So that's kind of like a double-edged sword to a certain extent. Anything else of note today inside the federal courthouse in Brooklyn?
Well, I will say that Pace, there was a moment when she was on the stand that she broke down sobbing when she was reading from her own journal. And I think we have an excerpt from that journal entry where she's talking about the last day with Robert Kelly. She said she went to Rob's house and Rob called her a silly expletive. Rob slapped me 3 times, told me if I lied to him again, it's not going to be an open hand next time. He spit in my face and in my mouth. He choked me during an argument. I had sex with him. I had oral sex with him. Then I became fed up with him, went home and confessed. By confess, she means she went home and told her mother what had been happening, that she wasn't in school the times that she said she was, or at someone's house. She was actually going to the house of the defendant. So even though this was cross-examination, really an emotional moment there in the courtroom, balancing what she went through and what she testified that she went through, but also some of the lies and those settlements that she agreed to 10 plus years ago.
Okay, big case. Julia Janae in Brooklyn tonight. Thank you so much.
You know what's crazy is what we're seeing. You know, this whole story that we're seeing right here. Right? It is. Tyler Hackner said it beautifully. It's the only word I could say is just disgusting. Right? It's just disgusting, despicable, horrible, unthinkable. Right? And this is just one woman. This is just one woman's testimony. One. Imagine what else is going to be revealed during this trial, in this courtroom. What's crazy to me is that we have someone who has been, and I talked about it on Benjamin Dixon's show earlier, and I'm going to repeat myself over here too. What's crazy to me is that we have somebody that has been getting away with this for decades. Not decades, decades, okay? Not just a few years here and there, multiple years. He has been grooming, hunting women, girls, little girls down, and has been able to throw money at lawyers so that he can stay out of court for as long as he can. I mean, obviously now he's finally going to, pay the piper, right? Finally face the music and all that now. But this is insane. This is insane that this is something that a man was able to get away with for so long. But this is the problem with men that have power. Certain men, the wrong type of power, the wrong type of man that has power in his hands. The wrong type of person that utilizes their power in a negative way. This is a perfect example of this, because it's funny how much like you have all this power and say that there were people in his corner that were enabling him, but were absolutely terrified to tell him what you're doing is wrong, because they were so scared, because it's R. Kelly. It's R. Kelly. It's Mr. Robert Kelly. We don't want to do that. Man, I'm trying to secure a bag here. I want to make sure that I got this bag, y'all. This is R. Kelly, y'all. You got to be kidding me. You tell me if I talk to him, I'm going to get kicked out. I'm going to lose this job. I'm not going to be around celebrities no more. So all this power and privilege and opportunity that's dangling, that he's using to dangle over not only his people, he's also dangling these things over these innocent young women as well, and allegedly young men, young boys as well. And he was able to get away with this again for decades, y'all. Multiple years. See, this is the reason why I push for cameras to be all up in that courtroom, so that we see, when we push that lens right in his mother-loving face, because that's exactly what he deserves. He deserves this public scrutiny. He deserves this public lashing, because what he's done to these women, the now grown women, some are still young too, and some young men and boys, what he's done is unthinkable. Unthinkable. David.
Yeah, I do just want to cover a little bit of the background more specifically, because there are a lot of charges here. So the first reports for R. Kelly happened in 1994, and that was directly in relation to Aaliyah. Aaliyah. It was called a predatory relationship, and he faced countless allegations of manipulating, abusing, and kidnapping underage girls, eluding justice all the while. And this is according to Slate. His only courtroom trial before now regarding child charges, photos and videos of compromised children in a videotape, but it ended with an acquittal in 2008. So it looks like it might be a little worse this time. He's going through a Brooklyn court and is facing several federal charges instead of just the one, including trafficking, racketeering, and bribing a government official to procure a fake ID for Aaliyah, identified in their cases as Jane and John Doe. Mm-hmm. But Kelly did this to officially marry her, and then was later arrested in his hometown of Chicago and charged there for 13 federal counts, accusing him of exploiting children, amongst other horrific details. The Department of Homeland Security officials and police forces detained Kelly in a Chicago correctional center until he was transferred to Brooklyn earlier in the summer to await his separate New York-based trial. And they say that there are already signs this may turn out differently. According to courtroom dispatches, the proceeding began with the prosecutor referring to Kelly as a predator, a man who for decades used his famous popularity and a network of people at his disposal to target, groom, and exploit girls, boys, and young women for his own sexual gratification. And so far, there have already been multiple accusers that are from that earlier incidences that are showing up at this one, supposedly. And also in 2017, BuzzFeed did a kind of breaking expose on the sex cult that he was developing. And they even created a Lifetime series where they interviewed a lot of the people that were accusing him of abuse. And as you know, though, he's still successful and still makes a lot of money. I mean, he's still super popular despite all of this.
He's still printing money.
Mm-hmm.
He's still printing money even while he's in court. He's still printing money because people are still playing "I Believe I Can Fly" and everything else. "Step in the Name of Love," everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has some hits. Let's be real. He does have some hits. But go ahead. I'm sorry, David.
It sounds like a lot of this information is coming from a man named DeRogatis, or something like that. DeRogatis. He's a investigative reporter to some degree, and he's the one that's been following R. Kelly for a while. He showed up on Chappelle's show. He he was the first one to write about Kelly's relations with teenage girls in the Chicago Sun-Times, and
shout out
he
to
would,
Chappelle.
yeah,
To the Chappelle show. I want to piss on you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did that. You know what I mean? He did what he did. He said what he said, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Derogatis is the one that's ended up breaking a lot of this information recently. However, it is being supported in the court, so it seems like he's telling the truth. But this case, he's been building this case against R. Kelly ever since 2000. So he's written multiple books on it. So basically, this guy's career is to follow R. Kelly and talk about what he's doing. So he's basically, it seems like the court's basically considering him an expert on this. But the fact is, he does have a lot of testimony from people that women, mostly women, 48 women, supposedly, that he has interviewed and has records from. So, I mean, he's not just saying these things. He's doing a lot of interviews with these people that are alleging that R. Kelly performed these involuntary acts against them.
Heinous acts to these innocent young women and young girls. Let's not forget that, because like I said, it's just these are young girls, period. This is the reason why he's in the courtroom to begin with, because of his heinous acts that he has done with underage girls, children, y'all. Okay. And of course, there's much more to his story. There's much more, like, as far as his medical record and all that stuff. They didn't want to put any of that stuff into play. But like I said, he's been doing a little bump and grind, a lot more than just a little, actually. Let me take that back. He's been doing a whole lot of bumping and grinding. Okay. And now all this stuff is now coming out to the public during this whole trial. And but at the same time, this is what you get. This is exactly what you deserve. If you're going to do these crazy, unthinkable things to young men, to young girls, and to young boys, which they were trying to throw those allegations into this trial. And if I'm correct, they took those things out. Those things are not added in anymore. But they tried. They tried to get him with some young men that were putting in their allegations as well. But now it's only on the girls right now. Now, obviously, what he has done, I just hope they bury him under the prison. I know that there's other people out here that think he did nothing wrong, right? That he's innocent. Like I said, I saw on a comment in on Benjamin Dixon's show, somebody commented that there were people outside the courthouse dancing to his music in support of him, saying that basically their belief is he hasn't done anything. There's people out here, they say, free R. Kelly, so on and so forth. Let's be real. You have multiple women coming out saying these stories. You have a documentary, a two-parter, if I'm correct, a two-parter called Surviving R. Kelly. You really think he's that innocent? You really think that he did nothing? Now, the funny thing is, does anybody remember when you were a kid, you heard the rumor that he was married to Aaliyah, and I think she was only 15 years old at this time? It was a rumor at that time. It was just a rumor. It was just, one of those things, you just hear all those things like the Richard Gere story with the gerbil. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an urban legend. It's just a thing, right? It's just hearsay. It's theory, right? But then you hear this in the Surviving R. Kelly story, right? The documentary, the two-parter, where they're telling stories about, yes, they were married, but of course it was annulled, but they were married. They were having relations on his tour bus. People walked in on them having relations with each other. And yet people are still out here doing the two-step, stepping in the name of love and playing, Ignition and all that, hot and fresh out the kitchen, outside the courthouse, in support of somebody who is a serial predator. It's insane to me, y'all. This man did a very, 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 very bad thing multiple times for decades, y'all. Decades. Okay. I just don't get why everybody thinks. I just don't get it. I don't get it. T's in the house, man. Speak on it, man. Let's talk about this. Talk to me, man. What are your thoughts on this, man?
What a topic! What a topic to come on in.
Yeah, what a topic. It's quite a crazy show today. There's a lot of allegations. Well, this one's not an allegation. He's in trial, but we got two other allegations that's absolutely crazy. It's a nutty show today. What a Friday. But anyway, your thoughts, man.
I don't know where to start with this one. It's funny because I was at a barbecue last week, and then our colleague popped on, and I had to leave. I'm like, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no parts of this, man. It's crazy. But yeah, like going back, I remember pre-social media, we had like those chain emails that went out, and like we were getting photographs of like R. Kelly, like, you know, doing stuff based off that leaked sex tape they had back in the 90s, I think it was. Yeah, it was huge. I never saw it before, but like we had like at least the photographs, like, you know, going through the web, and I'm like, man, like, this guy is crazy. And it's a shame because R. Kelly was a huge staple. Like he, you know, like his song "I Believe I Can Fly" was like the all-time song for graduations. You know, like we all sung that song for graduation. You know, and he was huge. And unfortunately, you know, Aaliyah thing came out. And like, you know, we didn't want to believe it. Aaliyah? Nah, heck no.
The rumors, because you know that she was hella young. So you're like, wait a second, there's no way. This is just a crazy rumor. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out later.
It was true.
Decades later, you find out it was actually like, bruh, that was real?
Yeah, it hurts.
Like, you know, like P. Diddy with Farnsworth, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? Farnsworth Bentley. You know what I'm saying? That whole story, the theory. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about that.
You remember? I know that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Remember the umbrella and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, what's going on? It's just ridiculous. But anyway,
wow.
Imagine 20, 10, 20 years later, you find out, yeah, that was true. Those allegations were true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
For R. Kelly to name himself the Pied Piper. I mean, how arrogant and creepy is that? Because the Pied Piper is known for
leading
children, yeah, like through playing music. I mean, how crazy is that?
It's crazy.
And still, he has supported us for a decade after that, probably, or if not more. So it's one of those things where, like, you have to see the truth in people outside of their celebrity. You know, yeah, praise him as a great musician, producer, singer. That's one thing. But separate that from his actual, you know, self as a man, as Robert Kelly, the man, which he's horrible. You know, you have young girls who are at the age of, I guess, 13 or 12 up to 17, who are very easy to, you know, I guess, you know, lead into a lifestyle that they think is okay for them to be in. You know, he's peer pressuring them. He has a huge influence over them. You know, he's whining and dining them, I guess, in the beginning. But you guys are talking about him slapping people around. So that stopped pretty quickly. You know, and them being slaves or whatever inside of his house and can't use their phone, can't go to the bathroom. So all that, you know, this whole facade of him being some great guy, forget that. He's a predator. And he's also an abuser of children. And for him to be married at the same time, like, how do you marry this monster and allow him to be a monster? Like, you gotta call this dude out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you look at this whole situation, when you look at this whole story, you know, to me, it just seems so strange that someone would go and say, I just find it strange that there could ever be people who feel the opposite, that this is fake news, right? That every single person that's putting out these allegations against R. Kelly are just straight capping, that they're just fibbing. This is a full-on lie. That does not make sense to me. when you have multiple women that are stepping forward and saying these stories, multiple women that are saying these stories. Now, I do have a little bit of a tiny bit of a story. I mean, and this is more like something that I've just noticed with the situation, and it's just something that doesn't make any sense to me personally, at all. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But a long time ago, I interviewed Drea Kelly, okay, R. Kelly's ex-wife, and one thing that I did not understand, like, this is the only opposing feeling I have about everything with this R. Kelly story. Okay. I interviewed her. She was on the show. She's a wonderful, fantastic woman. My Lord, what an amazing performer, amazing dancer. She's got this vibe that's just amazing. Okay. Check it out sometime. It's on my channel. Okay. It's just years old. So this is years before any of these allegations started rolling out like this. Okay. There's always been stories, but the allegations, this whole surviving R. Kelly and all that, only happened a few years ago. She was on my show years before that. Okay. So she came onto the show and she was fantastic. We chopped it up. We talked about life. We talked about R. Kelly, like a little bit, very, very tiny bit. And some of it made me wonder, because she's honestly one of the people that's on surviving R. Kelly. She's one of the people in the forefront of it all. And she did not say anything. Now, I didn't ask these kinds of questions, but she didn't ask anything. She didn't say anything about it. She didn't allude to anything about it like he was some monster, that he was doing this to multiple young girls. She still has his last name. That's the only, she still has his last name. And she says it, and she has it, and she wears it with pride, or at least back then. Right? So that's the only thing that I could get confused about when it comes to this whole scenario. All right? Wonderful woman, amazingly talented woman. She is fun. She is dope. But there's that one part that I'm just like, why didn't you say something before? Why now, when there's this whole movement, that you feel that you can say something when you know firsthand that he was doing these unbelievably unthinkable things to young girls and now also young boys? Let's not forget the boys in here, y'all. Those allegations are coming out, or have been starting to leak out as well. And so that's the only question. Like, if I had a chance to rap with her one more time, that's the one question I would ask her. Why wait? Why did you wait now? Why didn't you talk about it earlier? You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing I say. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, not trying to throw any shade on anybody, not trying to knock a woman down, especially when it's something that is such a hard thing to talk about. But I just keep wondering, why not before? Why suddenly now? And all that. That's just my own thing. I mean, it's just something I'm trying to work out in my own mind on why, right? But that's just something I'm working out in my head, or have been since I met her. And I'm like, wow, she's so dope. She's so dope. But I don't understand why there wasn't I feel like there would have been other opportunities for her to step forward. Maybe save a couple other children. So on and so forth. Like I said, not trying to throw shade on Drea Kelly at all. She's amazing. A beautiful soul. But that's one part that I'm just confused about. Just confused about. You know what I'm saying? Just had to say that out loud because I'm still processing it. I'm still working it out in my own brain, right? But shameless plug, if you get a chance, go and check out my interview with her later after the show. It was a really great time. We had a lot of laughs. It was fantastic. But that's the one thing I'm like, you know what? Why wasn't she saying this stuff before? She had plenty of opportunities to just throw his ass under the jail, you know, throw his ass in prison. Why didn't she do it? Why didn't she say something? You know, but that's just me. That's just me. All right. But David, we hadn't heard anything from you. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on this real quick as well.
Yeah, I mean, with the evidence that they allegedly have of him having photos and videos of underage girls, as well as the actual documentation of him trying to fake Aaliyah's age, I do think he should go to prison. These are the kind of serial criminals that exploit people a lot. So, yeah, I mean, this is a huge problem in the country in general right now. It's not just R. Kelly doing this. There's a whole lot of people that very popular and very rich doing this, and we do need to get all of them, I think, and that includes him. I would like to see it extend to some other people as well, but anytime someone abuses a child, they need to face justice, regardless of if other people have faced justice. You should try to make everyone face justice, especially when it comes to the abuse of children. Not kind of ignore it because somebody else also did that.
True.
So, yeah.
True. Real quick, we have a $5 super chat. Thank you so much to Mark from Mark Saunders. He said, I remember they booed her name when she was announced as a nominee for an award at the Soul Train music show around when the rumor had dropped. Yeah, I mean, you know, I remember that as well. You know, I remember that moment as well. And I think that people were just kind of like, well, why weren't you saying something then? And I'm not trying to focus the blame or any type of negative attention on her. It is just a question that I have in my mind of like, why wasn't this said before? Why wasn't this brought up and talked about? You know, but that is a very good point. You know, and also Nerd just said a lot of women are protecting sleazeballs. That is very true because they want to keep securing that bag too. If he's the main provider and they like that lavish lifestyle, again, there are a lot of people out there that will try, like I've said before, all these enablers in his corner that will sit there and do anything that they can to make sure that they keep securing their bag because they like to maintain the lifestyle that they do already obtain right now in their present moment, right? And they don't want to find themselves suddenly without a job or suddenly without that extra couple grand a month in their back pocket every single month. You know, it's just, and I can understand that being a scary thought, right? But at the same time, there is also children involved. These are children, you know. I just think it's just something else to me. It's just something else to me, you know. But of course, you know, I understand that maybe it was a very interesting time. I saw somebody say something along the lines of Stockholm syndrome, where you just feel like there's no way out. She could have been going through that kind of situation where she just felt like she was trapped, couldn't come out, couldn't say anything about this kind of situation with R. Kelly. And then maybe, you know, when people finally started to step out, she finally felt strong enough, solid enough, stable enough, with a good, strong foundation of supporters for her to finally come out and speak. Which I am very happy and thankful that she has come out and has spoken out. But it's just about damn time. That's just what I say about all of that. And of course, we will be doing an Ask Pascal segment here near the end of the show. So definitely, if you guys have some thoughts, you want to jump into the conversation, or you have some questions for me about this particular conversation that we're having right now, please be sure to keep an eye out for the link when I drop it here in a little bit. But we got to jump into our next story. And this next story, this one's crazy too. Like I said, I ain't trying to bash our black men today. I'm not. I'm really not. This is just the news that's dropping, and it's hot like crazy. But this particular one right here is just freaking nuts. We have a motivational speaker that has been arrested due to taking advantage of a 14-year-old girl. Yeah, I just had to say it out loud. It's hard to say it because I'm like, damn, another one, bruh. Okay, this is all alleged. Again, this is all alleged, but we got to talk about Brother Polight. Let's go. Let us go. We got a news clip. We got to jump into it. So let's get it popping. Oops. Sorry, guys.
Well, he normally garners attention for his online posts, but now the social media influencer, motivational speaker, is making headlines for the wrong reason. NBC6 reporter Kim Nguyen is live in Miami Beach tonight with more on the arrest of the man known as Brother Polight. Kim.
Yeah, well, Jawan, the suspect surrendered here at the Miami Beach Police Department earlier this week. Police charged him with sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl. We did speak with his lawyer earlier tonight, who says that these charges are false.
This is the mugshot of 37-year-old Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked to. Defense attorney David Terrace says his client is innocent.
Once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
According to the police report, Nowak, a motivational speaker and author who lives in L.A., asked the woman if he could take her daughter to an after party at a club in Miami. The report states Nowak took the teen to his hotel after seeing that the club was closed.
Hold on. Just really quick. Yeah, hold up. I know. I'm processing it too as I'm watching this too. Let me just say this really quick. This little girl, is 14 years old. So you're asking the girlfriend, you got Brother Polight asking his girlfriend to see if he could take his girlfriend's 14-year-old daughter to an after party. Let me just say that one more time. She 14 years old. 14, y'all. This is not like, hey, you mind if I bring your, 20-something-year-old daughter to this after party and go kick it with me? No, this is a 14-year-old girl. 14, y'all. Freshman, 8th grader, probably. Okay? A child. And he wants to take her to an after party. This is not like some red carpet event where they're going to go and see like Space Jam 2. Okay? Barney, the redo, the revamping of Barney or something like that. No, this is an after party, y'all. What? Hold on. We're going to keep going. I'm just saying she's 14, though. Why would you take her to an after party? You feel me?
Police say the suspect gave the teen alcohol and started dancing and touching the teen inappropriately, groping her breast, inner thighs, and buttocks. It goes on to say Nowak tried to force the teen to perform oral sex on him. The teen allegedly passed out and woke up to Nowak trying to make her throw up.
These are serious allegations, but in any situation, there is always motive. There is always a lot behind the scenes that the public is not going to be able to see.
The report states that the girl's mother found her intoxicated and possibly on drugs with severe swelling on her mouth and lips. It later states Nowak told the mother not to call police because it would ruin his career. Nowak was served with a DNA warrant in June and surrendered to police on Monday. Terrace says the police report is only an allegation.
And Nowak claims to have written more than 90 books. In an interview, he also claims to have several wives. For now, we're reporting live in Miami Beach. Kim Nguyen, NBC.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Wait, hold up. I'm sorry. We gotta roll back that what she did? What? Hold up. That didn't make. Hold on. One more time. For me, not for the nosebleed seats. For me. Okay. Selfish. 1 second. What'd she say?
And Nowak claims to have written more than 90 books. In an interview, he also claims to have several wives. For now,
several wives. I'm not losing my mind.
We're reporting live in Miami.
I'm not losing my mind. Okay. He's written 90 books and he has several wives. Hey, can I take your 14-year-old daughter to an after party? Yes, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Now the math is starting to make sense now, y'all.
Is this guy like a cult leader or something?
I don't even honestly that's a very
good point.
question.
It's a good point. He probably is though.
He probably is, because you remember, if you have the power of speech, because apparently, we were watching another video earlier, and shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. I'm a huge fan, but anyway, we were watching this video about him covering this whole thing as well, Brother Polight. And here's the thing: when you have that gift of gab, right? When you have that power to move people like this, if you're able to manipulate people by just the word, by speaking the word, hell yeah, you could create a cult quick. You can create a huge following where people just say, as you wish, whatever you'd like, all day long. You know what I'm saying? Coming to America, if you didn't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, he's all over Instagram. He's all over the YouTubes, right? He promotes all types of different things, right? Black excellence, black love, all that stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with pushing that kind of narrative. Nothing wrong with that. I embrace it all day long. 2,000 thumbs up. But when you use it to manipulate many, many people to get what you want, that's not a good thing. Now, here's the thing. When the girl said, hey, where the report says, hey, I woke up, the 14-year-old girl says, I woke up with him trying to make me throw up. Yes, it's probably because you ingested some type of drug that maybe you didn't even know. So he was trying to get you to sober up by forcing you to vomit. Period. He probably said, oh, snap, maybe I gave her too much. There's plenty of things that they can just drop in your drink without you even looking, while you're occupied looking over here, having a grand old time. He could just whoop and go, here you go, sweetie. Enjoy yourself. Right? Then it's like, oh, damn, she's passed out. She out. She went night. Oh, no. You see what I'm saying? But now this man is being accused of doing this to a 14-year-old girl. So they go to this club. Wait, let me retract that. Let me rewind that a little bit. He has a girlfriend that has a daughter. And instead of taking his girlfriend, he says, how about this? Can I take your 14-year-old daughter to this after party? Of course, this 14-year-old girl is probably like just lit, excited as hell. Like, oh my God, I'm about to go be around a whole bunch of celebrities. Mom, can I go, please? Why, first off, did the mom even say yes to this situation is still beyond me. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this. Okay. So then they go to this quote unquote after party or the club where the after party's supposed to be at. And oh no, man, the party's closed. The club is closed. Darn. How about we go to this hotel? Well, look at that. How convenient is this? Won't he do it? Do you see that hotel right here? Why don't we just go in there? Yeah. We can get some drinks. We can smoke a little bit, whatever, between you and me, girl. Then you go up there and he starts drugging you and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. How does this even happen? First and foremost, why? The number one question I got for you, mom, is why would you let the mom say yes? Why would you let your daughter go? That's what I'm trying to say. Why would your mom say yes? That makes no sense to me, y'all. None. Now, of course, right now, all of this are allegations, but at the same time, he was still in this hotel room with a 14-year-old girl that had been drugged and fed alcohol beyond her limit. She doesn't remember anything except waking up to him trying to make her throw up. The biggest mistake, everything in this situation is bad. But the main one that starts it all, starts this snowball effect, is the mother saying yes to letting her 14-year-old girl go out with her boyfriend. That does not, to an after party. That does not make any sense to me at all. Fellas, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know this guy. Some people in chat were saying that he lied to the mother and that they were going to go get food first or whatever. I was looking for more information. I can't really find a whole lot. I did find from the court, though, that he was specifically the victim was transported to Roxy Bolton Rape Treatment Center in Miami, where a kit was involved, and the kit was sent off to Miami-Dade County's forensic lab on May 4th of 2021. And they didn't release their findings on it, but immediately after that, they raised a charge of charging Brother Polight for purchasing alcohol for a minor. So I'm assuming that's what the toxicology report showed, and that's why that charge for giving alcohol to a minor followed right after.
Black Anonymous is also saying that Polight lied to the police as well. I mean, clearly he lied to the police, but at the same time, they still had to get DNA from him and all that. This is all kinds of bad. This is all kinds of bad. Man, like I said, I'm not all. Oh, and the DNA. Well, hold up, Black Anonymous, man. Black Anonymous, thank you so much for that information. And the DNA match too, y'all. So he ain't. So this girl ain't fibbing. She ain't fibbing. The DNA matched as well, y'all. Shout out to Black Anonymous. Thank you for that information. You know, he lied to the mother. I mean, if that's what the case was, then okay. I retract the whole thing of like, hey, I'm going to this after party. Can I take your daughter? And her saying yes. If she did say yes, knowing that she was taking the daughter to an after party, then I would have some words to say it to the mother. Absolutely, right? You know what I'm saying? But if he led her to believe that they were just going to the local Chipotle for a burrito, and then all of a sudden he was just like, oh, look here, we're at a club, it's an after party, let's just go to this thing. Oh, wait, it's not working out. Oh, look at this hotel room. Oh my gosh, look at this building. Isn't it nice? I got a room in here. Let's go in here and have some drinks and let's just kick it. Straight up grooming, predator type behavior. Just disgusting, y'all. Just disgusting. And the fact that the DNA matched him too, bruh. This is bad. This is bad, y'all. Woo! This is bad. This is going to be bad for him. Very, very bad. So every single person that's read all of his 90 books and his several wives that he allegedly claims to have, which, if I'm correct, ain't that illegal? Never mind. Everyone's going to be burning his books and throwing a lot of his stuff away because he's been fibbing, he's been lying, he's been full of ish, y'all. T, thoughts?
I mean, everything about this situation, this sounds bad. There's no moment where you go, well, that's a good idea. Nothing. You know, if this so-called, author of 90 coloring books, is so, influential, why would you take a 14-year-old girl to, quote unquote, a after hours spot? After hours means after hours, and there's no body allowed in those places unless you're 21 or older. So that whole story is totally garbage. And for him to somehow convince his girlfriend or whatever she is, that he can, or can he take her 14-year-old daughter with him somewhere after hours? I mean, nothing makes sense to me. I don't believe it was like out to eat because, I mean, how late are things open? I mean, I just don't understand any of this. I mean, it seems like he had already planned and plotted to get her there. in a hotel room that he already had. So just that point, like was he in Miami to see the girlfriend at her place, or why would he have a hotel? I mean, I'm trying to figure out the whole situation. So was this pre-planned, a hotel, to have it available to coerce this young girl? So I mean, none of this is like a coincidence to me. Like it sounds like he plotted and planned and tried to take advantage of somebody. He drugs her, gives her alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Then she wakes up with a bruised and swollen face. I mean, that's all force. So he was forcing her while she probably was passed out to give him something that she had no consent over. Period. So
Yep.
this is definitely child abuse, rape, whatever they can get him on as far as charges. Drugging a minor, supply alcohol to a minor, all these things. I mean, I'll put up there kidnapping. All that, because he had no right to take her to that place without consent. So I feel like this guy's a monster.
Absolutely, this guy's a monster. I mean, he clearly has a lot, a lot of, he feels like he has a lot of power. Clearly. I mean, if you're going to sit there and go, I have several wives. I have 90 books and I got several wives. Obviously, he feels like he's in a certain level of power, that he has a certain level of privilege that maybe the average black man does not have. So he's like, I'm above all this ish because I'm a motivational speaker and people listen to what I say every time and all that. It's just, to me, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. This whole thing is to me breaks my heart. All right. Because not because of him. Clearly, bad people, like I've said before, when you give the wrong people power, they will abuse it and take full advantage of it in the worst type of way. And this is a perfect example of a person taking full advantage of this power and using it in a negative way. Using it on the innocent. For somebody who is a motivational speaker, for someone who is here to mold and motivate and inspire people who feel that they have no way out, right? This man, I wonder what kind of trash, I wonder what kind of stuff he is saying in these books or in these tweets or posts that he puts on social media, because now this man's a full-on con man. Not only just a predator, but a full-on con man. He found a hustle that worked for him because he knows how to use the gift of gab. He's a wordsmith. Or he was able to copy and paste all that other ish that everybody else is saying and just spout it out in his own words. Real talk. There is a comment that I saw here that I wanted to pull up here. It just disappeared on me. Hold up. Y'all are coming in with the fire comments, and I do appreciate all y'all for being in here. But Black Diaspora Life said, the mom has some answering to do no matter what. I agree. But this dude knew what he was doing. His case is closed. Throw him away. I completely agree with you 110%. Yes, I do believe that the mama got some splaining to do. Mama got some splaining to do, okay? Real talk. She still does. Doesn't matter if she got swindled. Doesn't matter if she got bamboozled or led astray. She still allowed her 14-year-old girl, her 14-year-old daughter, to go with this man, with this brother Polight, out for however long that they were gone for. So I do believe that, yeah, the mother still has some splaining to do. The mother still has to talk about this stuff because this is wrong, y'all. This is wrong. Okay. Kev Z 24/7 or 247 just said, we need good people willing to, we need good people willing to do bad things. You know what? Shoot. I'm not going to condone violence on people, but we need good people willing to go and do the right thing when they see stuff like this, because I guarantee you, y'all, this is not his first time. And if he didn't get caught, it wouldn't have been his last either. He was clearly trying to groom this woman, this young girl, and turn her into one of his quote unquote wives. I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm sure the people that he has around him do the same thing like the R. Kelly situation. Same thing that happened with R. Kelly. You got a group of people that sit there and go, well, he's popular and people listen to him and he's got 90 books and several wives and all that stuff. You know, he got all nice clothes and cars and women flock to him and everybody is, listens to him at his, runs to him at his beckoning call. I don't want to mess up this good life with, that I got with him. These are all the people that he has around him that are enabling him, that are allowing him to act this way. It's not only just him. It's the village. It's the community that he has created around himself. It is the company that you keep. And all those people should be held accountable for allowing this man to be this way too. I said it. I don't give two damns. He should be held accountable, and the people around him should be held accountable too, whether they're brainwashed or not, Stockholm syndrome or not. They should be held accountable because we're talking about children. This is children we're talking about. A 14-year-old girl. I guarantee you this is not the only girl. Guarantee you that. Anyway, we got to jump into the next story. Okay. David's got this one. Larry Elder's ex-fiance is coming out with some interesting allegations about him using a gun during a fight. We got to talk about this one, man. Man, this is like bang, bang, bang. Let's just go. Well, pun intended. Bang, bang, bang. Get it?
Yeah.
Boy guns. Anyway. Water guns. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely got to talk about this real quick, and then we're going to go into Ask Pascal. So what's going on with this, man?
All right. So Larry Elder is really the only one of these three that I watch a lot of. I've watched him in the past anyway. I don't watch him anymore. For those who don't know, he is generally a right-leaning kind of correspondent. His show is very much about justifying the government in a lot of ways. He's somewhat similar to Officer Tatum in his content, though maybe less aggressive, just to give you a general idea of his content.
So black conservative. Conservative. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I would put him into the category that panders to white people, from what I can tell anyway, along with Officer Tatum as well. That does seem to be kind of his content. But either way, so this actual incident happened a bit ago. It was just the exposés knew about it, but in April 2015, okay. So in 2015, there was a celebration that he was going to be married on the spot to Alexandra Daytig, and that's ended up what they did. And Daytig recalls that that plan as a fleeting high point in the 18-month relationship that they had, which ended up turning stormy. Daytig alleges Elder controlled her finances and subjected her to verbal and emotional abuse. The troubled partnership between the radio talk show host and his one-time girlfriend exploded into public view on Thursday. As Elder continued to lead a pack of contenders who hoped to replace Governor Gavin Newsom in the California recall elections, Politico reported that the relationship devolved to the point where Elder allegedly checked to see whether his .45 revolver was loaded during the middle of a heated argument with Daytig. Daytig relayed a similar story from a different incident, as well as other allegations against Elder in an interview with The Times last week. She says that, I, for one brief moment, believed that he intended to shoot me. I was in fear for my life. She said that she called it my Phil Spector, Lana Clarkson moment, referring to the Hollywood music producer who shot his companion to death. And she added, at the same time, I am also very fearless, and having grown up around guns, I didn't take it very seriously. Elder pretty much denies the entire thing, saying, I never brandished a gun at anyone. I grew up in South Central. I know exactly how destructive this type of behavior is. It's not me, and everyone who knows me knows it's not me. These are salacious allegations. He's generally ignored these accusations so far, saying that they are beneath him. But when it came up on Thursday, he really just didn't seem to know how to handle it. Assemblyman Kevin Kiley, a Republican from Rockland, issued a statement saying that Ms. Dadig's deeply troubling account should be treated with the utmost seriousness, adding, Mr. Elder should be given every opportunity to respond. Datig, who is now supporting San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer for governor instead of Larry Elder, obviously, appeared determined to put the episode of this with her before the entire public. Like she wants everyone to know about it now. She says that there is Larry Elder, the brand, the one on the radio that everyone sees, and then there is Larry Elder, the show, the one with the insults, the Tasmanian devil rhetoric, and the hoodwinking. So it sounds like that they did have a troubled relationship, and at least according to her, the abuse kind of went on for a while. Datig is 51 right now, or at the time they met, and Elder was 69 at the time they met, and it was during a political movement where he was, or a political event where he was supposed to be speaking, and that's when she started basically working for him as well. She says she did 3,000 hours of work for him, but that he was constantly smoking marijuana and being rude to her and controlling and abusive. And she even provided a mobile phone video in which she asked Elder about his relationship with the rapper Snoop Dogg. Elder responds, I introduced him to the evil weed. I taught him everything he knows. I am the one that made him what he is. And I mean, they have a few other statements, but it kind of just keeps going along this line of Larry denies all of it, and Datig pretty much mentions multiple incidences of where she has had this happen to her. Allegedly, there is evidence, about the incident, the 2015 incident. There is supposedly an email she sent to her attorney at the time and to 11 other people asking for help and advice on how to resolve her differences with Elder. I personally have not seen these letters, so this is according to her, and the LA Times is saying it's true. But I looked, and they're not publicly available, at least now. She said that she had to diffuse the situation several times with him, but it sounds like this was a periodic. The gun itself may have been different, but the kind of threats seem like a periodic thing, according to her. And I am surprised that it didn't become something in 2015. I knew someone that did something similar, and they were put into a mental health facility for almost a year against their will because of this. And I mean, that's a good thing. That's where they need to be if someone's doing this. So if her story is true, Larry Elder definitely needs to get mental health help, as well as possibly facing criminal charges for the not for kidnapping, but for not letting her leave and trying to control her finances against her will.
Wow. Wow. That's all I'm going to say is wow. We brandishing guns and the lot. Wow. It's just nuts. It's just nuts to me. All these allegations are just very, very interesting. You know, I hate it. Like, you know, we've been talking about all this, the three men that have been successful to a certain extent in their own right are all just kind of dealing with these crazy, just unthinkable allegations. Not crazy, just unthinkable, right? You don't think that R. Kelly could do that. You don't think, or, you know, obviously you do now, but you know what I'm saying. At some point, you didn't think that he would do that. You didn't think Brother Polight would do something like what he has done, right? And same thing with Larry Elder. You know, he has multiple books. He has a book called Stupid Black Men. Somebody asked, is it Stupid Black Man? It's Stupid Black Men. And the sort. He's got a bunch of different books as well. And so, you know, to me, to me, I agree with what Edward Green just said. It sounds abusive to me, but why mention it now? Thinking, I agree, but that's the thing with a lot of these allegations that do come out, you wonder about why these things are coming out. Let me tell you something, though. Here's my theory. Here's my crazy ass theory. Why not? This is mine. Okay. My theory and my theory alone. Let's be real. He's running for governor, or he's running for governor of California. He's trying to go against Gavin Newsom. Correct? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why do you think that suddenly these allegations come out now? Huh? Think about it. Okay. Smoking weed and throwing around a 45 and all that stuff. Right? Saying he made Snoop Dogg who he is. Smoking weed and all that. Okay. So let's keep it straight funky. He's running for governor. He's running against Gavin Newsom. Right? There's a lot of people that would probably want to see Larry Elders win, not because he's Larry Elders, but because they just want Gavin Newsom out. But there's plenty of people out here that don't want to see a Republican win in the state of California. So what are they going to do? All these allegations are going to come out. Stuff is going to come out for sure. This is how it is. They create a smear campaign to try to take somebody out, to scare them out, to smoke them out. So why do you think this is happening now? Isn't it funny how this is happening now? This didn't happen a few weeks before he said he was running for governor. This is happening now. So I'm not a Republican. I'm not a supporter of Larry Elders at all. Okay. Stupid black men for real. Anyway, moving on. I'm not a fan. So I'm just being realistic. Right? So I'm just stating the facts here. And the timeline looks a little wonky in my personal opinion. So now, because he most likely does have his own guns and all that, these allegations are now coming out. She did say in that quote, I need to pull this thing up one more time because I did find it interesting. It just seemed like it just seemed like a strange sentence to say. So I got to pull this up. David said it beautifully, but I need to say it again one more time because it just seemed weird. And it's right here. Let me blow it up for you guys to see this. She said, I, for a brief moment, believed that he intended to kill me. This is when he pulled out the gun, allegedly, to check if it was loaded, allegedly. Okay, so let me repeat that again. She said, I, for one brief moment, believed that he intended to shoot me. I was in fear for my life, Dadig said, calling it my Phil Spector, Lana Clarkson moment. Okay, moving on. She says, at the same time, I'm also very fearless. And having grown up around guns, I didn't take it seriously. Read that sentence one more, to that whole statement one more again. I, for a brief moment, believed that he intended to shoot me. I was in fear for my life. At the same time, I'm also very fearless, and having grown up around guns, I didn't take it seriously. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, I love peanut butter, but I'm also allergic to it too. What? Does that make sense? Why would you say you like you deathly allergic to peanut butter? Does this sentence make sense? She capping. She must be. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Elder. Okay? I'm not at all. At all. Okay? But at the same time, that sentence alone, that statement alone is a complete oxymoron. It does not make any sense. She was in fear of her life, yet she's fearless. She felt like he was going to shoot her, so she's feared for her life, but she's fearless. And the fact that she was around guns, she's not taking it seriously, yet she is talking about this because the title of this article is this. Larry Elder's ex-fiance emerges as leading critic with gun allegations and other claims. What? She's talking about this brandishing thing, and she says right here, I don't take it seriously. I didn't take it seriously. Yet you are going on here and saying that he was brandishing a gun in your face. Sorry, I'm just stating the facts. I'm just stating the facts. Somebody said oxymoron. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Does that make sense? Like I said, not a fan. But if you're trying to get somebody, if you're trying to catch somebody red-handed and trying to make him look like a bad dude, you don't say this sentence, in my personal opinion. If we're going to analyze, just doesn't make any sense to me. T, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I'm just trying to figure out, like you said before, like why so long. But as you guys suggested, you know, he is trying to run for governor. But this is weird for me. Like, for somebody who claims to have a certain conservative image, and for him to support it, you know, conservative thoughts, and for him to look down upon anything but that, to write a book called, was it Dumb Black Men, you said?
Stupid Black Men.
I mean, things like that. You know, this does not fit his quote unquote online character. Pulling out a gun. I don't know. I mean, people get upset. Things like that happen, but I don't know if that's actually true. I'm not there, and I'm not supportive of him anyway. But it seems kind of fishy to me. I mean, I don't know if she's trying to exaggerate something, because she knows that, you know, you mentioned a black man with a gun publicly, like they get demonized. Yet, you know, guns are really popular with, you know, people who are white. It's just like it's like the old country, you know, Bible and gun in hand. So, but with her putting a gun in his hand during an argument, this paints a very bad picture for him publicly, no matter what side he claims to be on, as far as conservative or liberal. So, and her story about Snoop Dogg and him saying that he's the one who made him Snoop Dogg, that's ridiculous. Snoop Dogg's been smoking weed since 1990, 1991, I mean, forever ago. That's BS.
He came out the womb. Let's be real.
I mean, that's really far fetched. So I don't know if she's trying to pad on her story. You know, once her tears come out her eyes and black man with gun, Snoop Dogg, weed, all this is like preposterous to me. You know, so she knows exactly what she's doing to dirty up his name.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's such an oxymoron or whatever you want to call it, because like doesn't even fit that cloth. Isn't he the safe black guy? You know, isn't he one of the good ones?
Clearly he's not.
I'm just saying, like,
because now he smokes weed and throws around a 45. He's black. You know what I'm saying?
Wake up call for those guys who think they can, you know, they're safe, because when someone wants to pull out the racial card on you, stereotypes, they will. There you go.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, you know, like I said, it just seems like she fibbing, and I think we all kind of agree on this. And we ain't team Larry Elders. We ain't team Elders. Come on, Elder. I mean, we ain't team Elder. Come on now. I got better things to do than support his ass. Real
facts.
Facts, big facts, hard facts. But at the same time, I'm gonna call fibbing when I see fibbing. If you capping, I'm gonna call you out. And this article, most definitely, she capping like a mother lover. Okay, just saying. Go ahead, David. You were gonna say, and then we're gonna real quick before you say this. I am gonna be putting up the link for Ask Pascal, because we are about to jump into this BR as soon as David says his thing. So definitely click the link and be a part of the conversation. David, go ahead. Last thought.
Yeah, I don't really trust Larry Elder, but this story by itself just doesn't seem very strong or convincing. If she actually has the emails to 11 people from 2015 saying he did that, that might change it a little bit, depending on what she said. But without seeing that, I don't really believe her, to be honest. She's also talked about having all these recordings of Larry Elder, but none of these have been released to the public. I assume she would have released them to the public if she was really trying to, you know, point out what he did. And I do want to say that, I mean, It's still only about 50-50 if Newsom's going to be removed. But if Newsom gets removed, based on California polling, Larry Elder is in fact up by 7 points. So if Newsom gets removed, which is still iffy, Larry Elder is most likely going to be the governor of California. So I'm not surprised it's coming out at this time. But barring seeing the actual video and the email she claims she has, I don't believe her, to be honest. Just the way she talks about it doesn't seem like she was really feeling threatened. And at the same time, she's trying to kind of like mitigate the threat of the gun. It sounds more like she's playing politics than actually recounting a scary situation. So yeah, like unless I see video, any written evidence from that exact time, I'm not likely to believe what she says. And I did look for the evidence, and it's not out there publicly as far as I can tell. So I don't really believe it until that comes out. Basically.
Right. Like I said, or like we all are saying, we all agree. This is some a tall tale. Okay, she's just. I feel like just creating whatever she can create so that he sounds bad, and perfect timing because he's running for governor, and of course they're going to try everything they can to throw him under the bus. And then back up that bus over him as many times as they can, And this is just, like I said, it just sounds crazy. Like, oh my God, I want to show you how much of a Negro he really is. He's a Negro. That's literally what she's doing right now.
A low blow, isn't it?
It's a low blow. Oh my God, he's so black. Because he comes out and he's brandishing the gun whilst having a blunt hanging out his mouth, talking about Snoop Dogg. Oh my God, there goes the neighborhood. Like, come on, y'all. Like, just for me, it's just
wrong.
So thank you. I ain't wrong. You know what I mean? I call like I see it. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. You know what I mean? A Negro. Get out of here. Get out of here with this mess. Anyway, guys, it's time for Ask Pascal, or AKA Speak on It. Okay. I would love to hear your thoughts on any of the stuff that we have talked about, or if you have a specific question to ask me or any of us in the group right here, any of my co-hosts as well. Please hit that link. It's tagged up at the top, pinned to the top of the chat right now. So click on that. Like I've said before, you don't have to be on camera to talk. You could just turn it on and we could just do a voice call. So click on that link. Love to hear your thoughts on that. We're only going to be doing this for a little bit of time. So if you're interested and you feel compelled to jump on and say something, you want to talk about something, jump on now or forever hold your peace. Okay. So the link is right there. Click on it and let's have you guys jump on. I want to see who's brave today. It's Friday. It's Freaky Friday. Let's have some fun. You know what I mean? Let's get in the waves. Let's get in that ocean. You know what I mean? Of freakiness. It's Friday. Let's go. Click on that link. Okay? All right. But so when it comes to all this, like I said, I just wish Kenaloa is like, oh, ask Pascal the weirdest, absurd questions. Sure. You know what I mean? Madeline, yes, I do need Jesus. Actually, I don't, because he's in my heart. He's always on my chest too. See? Bang. Always there. You know what I'm saying? So, he's there. He's there. He's right there for me. You know what I'm saying? We got Love JJ 1814 in the house. What's up, man? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, bro. Can you hear me?
Oh, most definitely we can.
Awesome. And good morning to everyone. And then David and Mr. T, good morning, gentlemen. This is my second call.
Yeah.
Am I echoing, Pascal? Am I echoing at all?
No, you Gucci, baby. You okay. Gucci.
Yeah, great topics today. Really good topics today. I appreciate them. I'm not going to keep you very long, but I did want to talk the R. Kelly situation. Yep. That's a discussion for other days that I could talk for hours about. Right. But I do specifically want to tap in on the Brother Polight situation. This is what it is for me. I'm not going to say this YouTuber's name, and many of your followers probably know who she is, and you all probably know who she is as well. She broke the story when it came out about Brother Polight. I was actually watching it, and my mouth sort of dropped, because I have followed Brother. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are you talking about Tasha K?
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted me to say her name or not.
Come on, she the bomb. Come on now. You
Okay,
can talk about Tasha K. Come on now.
I just want to be respectful.
Oh no, I appreciate it. But I gave O'Shea Duke Jackson a shout out earlier too. So I mean, it's all good. It's all love here. So
okay. I just want to follow the rules on your show, so I just want to be respectful.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Long story short, man. Yeah, I was watching it when she spoke on it about Polight, and my mouth dropped because I wasn't like a Polight groupie or anything like that, but I did hear him and I did listen to some of his lectures and things like that. And what I had typed into your the chat, I was just saying that he is like a magician when it comes to speaking and, language and communication. He's really good at that. And so this particular situation, I look at it in a larger sense. This is just my view, and some of you might throw fists at me through the screen.
Word.
I look at it this way: anyone who harms a child, a man or woman, anybody, whether it be physically, sexually, whatever the case might be, unwarranted and unwelcomed, especially if it's a 14-year-old, they need to be, their penises need to be cut off. Number one, that's just my first view. 14 years old is just my view, no discussion whatsoever.
Facts.
The second point I want to say is that we have to be careful. And this is what we spoke about yesterday, Pascal, and I appreciate you bringing some things up yesterday when you let me call, and I appreciate it.
Anytime, brother.
When I talk about the woke community, the conscious community, people having awareness and things like that, and then we talked a little about liberal and conservative. This is my concern about the liberal side of the spectrum. I'll use Johnny Depp as an example. His situation is a little different for those of you who follow the Johnny Depp situation with, I forgot her name, but she's in the Aquaman movie. And she,
Amber Heard.
Thank you very much. Thank you, David. So she, she accused Johnny Depp of physical abuse. I know it's potatoes and potatoes. We're talking about two different things, but she accused him of, physical abuse, et cetera, et cetera. And if you follow the case, like I followed the case, the information, she lied, et cetera, you can do your own research. So this is my thing about that. On the liberal side of everything, I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I guess that you would call me in the middle. I look at it almost like the Me Too movement, the Time's Up movement. I do believe that initially those causes meant well when it comes to abusing people, children, men, women, across the board. I do believe those situations meant well. So in terms of Brother Polight here, the police report states everything from A to Z, the information that they received from this young girl. I want to quote again, young girl, 14 years old. So this is my concern. I think it's because your subscribers and David and Mr. T and yourself, we care. It clearly shows that you all care about people and you care about children. But the other side of it I'm more concerned about, or equally concerned about, is that if people are wrong in terms of their information, in terms of their accusation, because when Tasha K brought it up, I saw a young lady or a lady in the chat who said that there have been many times where Tasha K has not given true information and she's not had receipts. And I appreciate the person who said that, because I'm concerned equally about, we should have a lot of energy for anyone harming a child, no discussion.
Facts.
Anyone harming a child, no discussion. But it's also important, I believe, brothers, is that we need to make sure that we get true information, factual information, and not just from, YouTube celebrities and people who have millions of followers and who get, millions of likes. What I do appreciate about you, Pascal, is that you are bringing up the discussion. I do appreciate that. Tasha K, I appreciate that, bringing up the discussion. But I just caution all of us, even myself. I'm not going to give too much of my personal life, but I work with the special needs community, and that community, they're my heartbeat. They're everything to me. And so this is a personal thing for me. And I'm not saying that the 14-year-old with special needs or anything like that. I don't know this young lady.
Right.
But I do know that young children, and you all know just as much as I do, can be very influential in terms of being impressionable, because Polight, quote unquote, he is in the quote unquote, air quotes, he's in the conscious community.
Right.
He's in the quote unquote woke community, as I discussed with you a little bit yesterday when I brought up about woke means everything, to different people. Right. And Puffin, I'm reading what he says. He says the woke do not excuse abusers. That's a discussion for another day.
Right.
But what I will say about, go ahead, Pascal. I'm sorry.
Real quick, because I do have a bunch of other people on here too that are kind of in queue right now.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I'm hearing you 110%, and I do agree. Like, this is the and I'm not sitting here saying anything about Tasha K, because from my understanding, she came in with information and good information, and I think that she has had her fair share of coming in with certain things that I think she has come in with her fair share of stuff, or fair share of mistakes, right? Of just spouting out information that she doesn't have full stuff behind, to back her up. But I think her whole approach has changed drastically as of the past, for a while now, for a good long while now. But as far as like this stuff that we're talking about with Brother Polight and everything, I mean, the news is even covering this as well. So, I mean, people are now starting to do their due diligence because, there are a lot of commentators that just want to get that story out as quickly as possible because they want to be one of the first to get all the views and get all the subscribers and all that stuff too. And I do agree. I mean, there are a lot of guys out here, a lot of people out here that get thrown under the bus because they don't even, because the people out here aren't doing their due diligence, doing the research, getting the information, and say, be the 5th or 6th or the 100th video out covering that story, but at least you're coming in with the receipts, you're coming in with the proof, you're coming in with the stories, with the right stories, not just fabricated hearsay stuff. So I totally hear you on that 110%. You know what I'm saying? Because I would never want to take a man down, right? On something that's not that isn't true, right? Or it's just allegations. You see what I'm saying? So I do feel you on that 110%. But
I'll end it here. I'll end it right here. And I appreciate you letting me babble on.
No, you're good.
I'm saying definitely protect children 110%. Protect men 110%. Protect women 110%. But we just have to be careful that if people are wrong in their accusations, Polight, Johnny Depp, whoever, I can guarantee you that there will be no apology from the people who persecuted them. In saying that, Pascal, you have an amazing day, brother. David, have a great day. Mr. T, all of your subscribers, you guys have a great day and take care. Thanks again for letting me speak. Appreciate it.
Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Peace. All right, we have Erica Young. Hold up. Erica Young, how you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, I'm good.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're breaking up a little bit,
Hello?
but we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, hi. How you doing? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me stop.
It's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
What's on your mind?
I'm still driving illegally. You didn't hear me. Okay. So first with the I guess it's Palau or whatever. I'm not very familiar with him because I don't listen to. I like to say that some people they're like too woke, and I don't listen to Reddit like that. I'm like not into the black male worship type of guy. first of all, you have too many wives, which are not legally your wives. Let's be real. None of them are his
Fact.
wives. So within that story, apparently I listened to Tasha K, and the mom thought that he was just going to meet friends with downstairs to eat dinner. He like slowly convinced her that they were just going downstairs to eat dinner. So he left, and the whole time she was looking for the daughter.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't like she just was like, oh, just take baby. Like, he slowly convinced her, and they had been together for like a year and traveling together like that. And I'm just saying, as far as like at this moment, unless something else come out, so it wasn't like, and he like basically told the daughter that he was fixing their relationship and like that. So he literally like just left with her and took that first moment he had. So he had been planning apparently to do this.
Right. That like this was he was plotting for a good while to do something like this.
Basically, yeah.
And
So
try to
it was-
swindle his girlfriend. He tried to swindle, and try to con his girlfriend, which is, obviously a good possibility too. Right.
Right. So the mother and daughter did have a close relationship. That's why when she, like, as you can see, when she came back, she instantly knew something was wrong. And that's why she took her to the hospital. Because he tried to convince her, like, yeah. So the mom, everyone's like, oh, the mom shouldn't, like, mom didn't know anything. She instantly, like, time they were looking, she went to the friends they were supposed to be having dinner with and was looking for the whole time, like, wondering where they were at. So I don't want to go on that. I guess this thing still will come out. But I did have a question on the last story because I think you said that the woman, she said that she had emails that she had written or something like that. As far as like him pulling out a gun on her or something. Because I was wondering if you said that she wrote the emails or showed him writing the emails, because I was like, well, when did a white woman writing an email become proof that somebody did something to her? I mean, is that did white woman write email? And
David?
that's proof that a black man did something. And I'm not caping for black men because I do believe there is possible he was doing some things. Maybe she was reaching and not telling the truth, but I don't want to cape just because it's a black man, believe me.
Right.
That made me question. I was like, well, if she's saying that she wrote emails, that thing made me question it.
Gotcha. David, can you do you have the answer for that? Because I know you just covered that story with the article, and you're muted.
Yeah. So from what I can tell, she said that there was 11 emails. We don't have any reason to, I suppose, believe that they're true unless they have video or like stuff. She claims she had some video, but it was mostly just of none of the criminal stuff. All the video she claims she has is just of him, I guess, supposedly misbehaving in some way, but not creating any crimes. So the only evidence she suggests she even has is the 11 emails. And you're right, they could just have been fabricated at the time, because she did send them specifically to her lawyer and like people like that. But that is all we have. The LA Times didn't have access to them. I checked as much as I could. I didn't find any record of the emails, anything of them being released. So it's really just what she says.
It's all hearsay.
Yeah, it's just what she says, even if they do get the emails. The only difference would be video. But like I said, from what she said, all the video she has is just of him supposedly smoking weed and stuff like that. She doesn't have any video to prove her claims whatsoever.
Stuff is hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
I'm going to get this black man my cake this time. Okay, so I'm going to cake for the black man. I cake for individual black men, not as a whole, though.
Word.
Individual black men.
I'm with it. I hear you 100%. Well, thank you so much for the question, Erica. Where are you from, by the way, real quick?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, yeah. I appreciate you showing the love in Baltimore. Were you saying T?
I was saying be more.
Yeah, be more, baby. Erica, thank you so much for jumping on. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to jump over to Kiki of 5, but if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to, okay?
I'll go back to the show. Thanks. Have a
Okay.
good one.
You too. Have a great weekend. Kiki of 5. Kiki of 5 is in the house. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm I was calling because I just thought it was really ironic about the last the guy that's running for governor.
Right.
Like out of all the things, it's just really ironic that he's the type of person that'll put down black men, but then get stereotyped in the most black mannish way possible. Like she might
Yeah.
as well have just said he had a plate of fried chicken and chitlins and some watermelon on the side. Like
a bone sticking.
That's the only, like she might as well just went all out and was like, he was eating chitlins and he started loading the gun. Like,
yeah,
come on. Like, I don't know whether it's true or not, but it just makes me giggle a little bit. Like the most stereotypical, like hood stuff ever.
Facts. She was like, he's being a Negro. Oh my God, Negro. It's like I guess he was being his true self, I guess, suddenly. You know what I mean? In her mind. And it's so ridiculous that she would go to this length, to these great lengths to try to say, like, to stereotypically chastise him in this way and try to publicly tarnish his name, right. And don't get me wrong, she's handing a meal to the left, to the left, to the left, the people in the left, but at the same time it's like she's looking really bad. It does not look good. If you really, us black folks, we're reading this article, we see what's really going on. You see what I'm saying? Maybe white people not so much, but black people, we're seeing what's going on, and we're gonna wait a second. We're reading what you're saying here. Now you're saying so now you're saying he's black. Now you're saying he's
exactly.
So now he's black. Okay.
And a lot of people just like
too.
They just assume that we naturally do these things.
Facts.
Like that's just our way of doing things. Because I know I have to tell my kids, Lord Jesus help me. I have to tell my kids, like, y'all cannot go out of the house with your hair looking like you just came off the boat, bro. Like you cannot go out the house looking like you ain't combed your hair in 3 months. Come on, bro. Like, and they're like, oh, well, my friends say I look fine. I'm like, yes, because that's how they expect you to look. We are in a town that it's a really small town, and it's like right down literally the main road, and it's literally called Main Street, and it goes straight into the street. We live by a town that's right next to the University of Arkansas, and so the main street is a highway. That's how little our town is. The main street is a highway, and we only have like a McDonald's, a Sonic. I think they just now made a Wendy's. Like it's super small. It's super small, and it's all on the same street. And so like they are the only. I say it might be 3 other black families where it's like not mixed kids, but black kids in the school.
Right.
So I have to try to tell them, like, just because they think, oh, it's fine, you can walk around with your hair looking like a ball of cotton. That does not mean that it's fun. Pascal, don't laugh. Don't laugh. You have to tell your kids these things. Like, it's a mess. Like, you be like, baby, you can't go outside looking like you looking, bro. Like, what are you doing? But and they be like, but they say I look good. No, baby, you don't. No, you don't. Like, baby, no, comb your hair, baby.
I needed that laugh. Oh my God, a ball of I'm sorry, I heard everything else you said, but you got me at a ball.
Like, I'm like, bro, you cannot go outside looking like that,
like a ball of cotton.
But and they think that it's okay. Like, I had to tell my son, like, quit saying the N-word all the time around your white friends, because you're gonna get them hurt.
Oh,
they're gonna get around the wrong people thinking it's okay for them to say that because they've heard you say it a million times. and you don't correct them if they say it, and then they get somewhere and don't make it home because you don't set up here and gave them the belief that they can say it around other black people. No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. You can't do
people
that.
start getting comfortable. People start getting too
Yeah.
comfortable, man. And then suddenly they start saying stuff, and then they're like, wait, I thought it was okay that I could say this stuff. I thought it. I mean, I got, they throw out the whole, I got 3 black fans. You know what I mean? They said it was okay for me to say this. They gave me the N-word pass. They gave me the N-word card. I thought we were cool. And it's like, no, man.
Exactly.
Nah, man. Nah. And also it's like, just because you laid up with a black guy does not automatically mean that the things that, like, these allegations that are coming out, does not automatically mean that you ain't racist. I'll say it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that. You can still do ignorant ass ish.
That just means you like Black D. That's all it means. That's all it means. It's look, I see her laughing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just a little too honest, I guess.
You got like the vitamin D, and then when it comes to us, it's the horse pill vitamin D. You know what I mean? You
like
get vitamin D for like a year. You know what I mean?
The concentrate.
Like a year. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing that. I'm not playing with you, Pascal.
You said it. I'm just going with it. Go ahead.
Well, sometimes I forget, like I've said before, sometimes I grew up with nothing but boys. I'm the oldest granddaughter, and I'm the only granddaughter for 11 years. So I literally grew up in a house with 2 uncles who taught me how to wrestle and not cry and don't be a punk. So I'm a little rough around the edges. So y'all have to just bear with me. I just say whatever, and sometimes I forget. It's other people listening, Keela. It's other people listening. But
we're having a good old time.
But I just wanted to say, like, sometimes people get so used to, like, I don't know how long he's been in politics, what hood he grew up in, whether he lived in the suburbs and went to like nice schools, and so he just doesn't know.
Right.
But a lot of times people get so comfortable that they forget that they are not necessarily, they believe what they hear. You know what I mean? Like, they believe that things have changed. And a lot of things have changed. But at the core of it, if they don't care, like, I have to tell my kids, especially my son, because he likes to just drive and go places, and I'm like, bruh, they are not going to care whether or not you are about to hit school, about to go to college. They're not going to care if you have a degree even. They don't care about that. They see, when the cops pull you over, the first thing they see is a black person. They don't care whether you from here, whether you are educated or not.
Mm-hmm.
They can't see your degree. That's not in your window. They cannot see who you are. All they see is that you are a black man. So you have to, instead of getting the attitude and want to be like, why are you pulling me over, blah, 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 just keep calm. If some stuff, like, I can't remember what show we were having, but I remember someone saying, live, like, make sure that what you do, make sure that it makes you live and not, and so that you can go and fight whatever charges or get a lawyer and fight the stuff.
Right.
Because a lot of times you just, people just look at you and just assume things. And as a black woman, I do it to other races too. I have to say, like, it's just it's not racist. It's more like a prejudice. Like, you automatically think when someone is looking at you, they looking at me because I'm black. They're judging me automatically. And sometimes they looking at you because they like, is that so and so? She looks like somebody. But in my head, that's not what I see. I feel like they're automatically judging me. Let me keep my distance from that person. And I already have my defenses up. And so that automatically makes it an odd situation. And so I tell my kids this all the time, and I sometimes don't practice it myself, to never, like, just assume things about people. And I feel like sometimes people get so used to everything going their way and people not judging them that they forget that that stuff can easily be turned around. And I think that's just what happened to him. Like the minute that he started trying to run for governor, somebody was like, I don't like that. And then she was like, well, I can say this, and this about him. And now we have this situation.
And now we have this situation. And at the end of it makes not only him look bad, but it makes her look really, really bad too. And
dumb.
Whether it's true or not, it's, no matter what, it still makes her look really, really bad to the point where other people are going to be looking at this and she's going to say the whole, oh, I got 3 black friends, that kind of thing. I'm not racist. I dated him. I was engaged to him. I saw past the color of his skin. Yet you're saying all this crazy stuff.
And that comment that she said, that comment that you were talking about, like, I was scared, but I wasn't really scared. What? That literally makes no sense.
Thank you. Like I said, it's there's no way that makes any bloody sense whatsoever. It clearly shows that she's not thinking straight or that she's fibbing. She's just straight fibbing because she's like, I'm scared, but I was a G though. I was.
That's exactly
what that makes
exactly what you said.
Makes sense. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. But Kiki, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate your
All right.
I appreciate you, girl.
All right, y'all take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
LC, how are you doing?
Hello, guys. Long time watcher.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
How long you been, where you from? Where are you watching the show from?
So I'm in Dallas, but I'm originally from KC, Missouri. So
right on.
I already had a connection when I found out that you were from Missouri. So I was like, I gotta watch. I gotta support from now until eternity. So.
Oh wow! Thank you. Nice big ass kitchen, by the way. Damn, that place is huge.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's big, yo.
Yeah, it goes all the way around. I cook, in Missouri we cook, so.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a kitchen big enough for all of my gadgets, there was just no way. But yeah, so thank you. But I just wanted to bring up some points that I don't think some people know about Brother Polight.
Oh, please.
And it's kind of funny. I'm actually wearing a Huey P. Newton shirt. I'm not a woker, but I'm not a woker. But yeah, so I wasn't really following Polight, but I kind of watched him over the years. So he's been in the scene for a while, since like 2013, 2014, about the same time that like Dr. Umar started popping out. All these people came out on Sonetter's channel. Like for some reason, a lot of the people who are in the news for these type of stuff, they tend, or scamming, things of that nature when it comes to the Black community, tend to start out of that channel. I'm not saying that he's, the person of it, but it just seems that's like a common denominator. We found out about all these people through Sonetter's TV's channels, and then they blow up. Well, so a few years ago, like 2017, I want to say 2016, Black Authority, correct me if I'm wrong. There was so Sonetta TV and Brother Polight got into a beef, and they got into a beef, and it came out that his current wife, Aminette, actually was one of his girlfriend's daughters. Same type of situation. So like back in like 2017, Sadetta came out, and it's still on YouTube. You could search it, where he came out and called out Brother Polight and was like, what about Amin Ra? I think that's the woman's name now, Amin Ra. And he was like, that's my wife's cousin. And you were grooming her since she was 15, 16 years old, and she ran off with you. And then she kind of disappeared for a little bit. Then she popped up as Miss Thickums, which is now one of his wives. So yeah. So Amin Ra, yeah. So one of his girlfriends or one of his wives was actually one of these teenage girlfriends or teenage person who ran off. At one point, he was saying that she was his daughter. And, she wasn't his biological daughter, but she moved off and moved in with him. She dropped off the map after this came off for a couple years. And then she pops off as sitting on his lap on boats and all of that stuff as one of his wives. Another situation that was kind of similar to that was so like Polight's been scamming for a while, but it just seems as if I don't know if it is a lack of Black leadership or perceived Black leadership. Like I think that there's a lot of Black people who are still stuck in the Martin Luther King, Huey P. Newton's, you have to have a leader type of thing. And anybody with the gift of gab is going to be that sub leader. That's the person that they're going to, prop up as someone to listen to. But the thing about it is you got to sit there and you have to look at the person's character in its totality, right? Look at, it's not just about, he's hanging out with Floyd Mayweather. He's front of these cars. He has these red bottoms and these bad women. It really doesn't matter. It's all about a power structure. And I don't think that people realize is that when you put people up on pedestals like this, you're subjecting yourself and other people to, narcissistic personalities, people who really just want to prey on people. Because when you really think about what Polight has done, he wrote 90 books, right? Or pamphlets, really, because majority of these are pamphlets. They're books you can write on your computer in 30 minutes, right? So you got pamphlets, 90 pamphlets or whatever, and you got this facade or this personification that you are bigger than life and you have all these women, you're hanging out with celebrities. You have to realize, like, what is attracting you to that type of person? What is attracting you to that type of leadership? Is it the glitz, the glamour, or is it what they're really actually saying? Because when you really listen, turn off all the BS, turn off all the glitz, just listen to what he's saying. He's not saying anything. He's not giving you any new knowledge. He's literally regurgitating everything that his previous his previous God, or what he called him, was Dr. Love or whoever. He's in jail right now for the same stuff. I cannot remember the man's name, but he was a cult leader that Brother Polight followed under. He called him his father. He called him all this stuff. That man is currently in jail for the same things. He actually gave herpes. This is not alleged. This is convicted. He was convicted. His leader, his God, his follower, the person that he claims up and down that he will do whatever for, actually is currently in jail for giving multiple children herpes. No alleged. That is a convicted fact. This man is in jail. So it's just like, this is someone, and this man's sons have came out. He was a cult leader. His man's sons came out and said that he was doing this to not only him, but to other children. Of course, herpes is very detectable. And if a child comes up with herpes and the only person around them with herpes is this leader, or this cult leader, 1 + 1 = 2, right?
Facts.
So you got people, you have to realize who these people are following and who they're putting their stuff behind. Listen to what these people are saying. It's not just about the glitz and the glamour. So what? He has red bottoms and he has the baddest bees around and all these wives, and why would I rape someone when I have all these voluptuous women? It's not about the women. It's about the power. It's about the manipulation. Because a 14-year-old girl, I was 14 at one point, a 14-year-old girl, and when you're a Black girl, that's a big difference. A 14-year-old girl who is, there you go, Malachi York. That's what it was.
There you go. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Fold.
Thank you for that. Thank you for telling me. Malachi York. Yeah. He followed Malachi York to the point where he even has an interview, and I'll have to send it to you. There's an interview of him in 2015 where he's sitting with an afro. He looks totally different than he does now. This man was wearing karate ninja outfits. He thought he was the next Karate Kid. Okay. And now he thinks he's the next rapper. But when he thought he was a Karate Kid, there is an interview with him and one of Dr. Malachi York's victims, someone who personally went through this, grown man. And he's telling this man, I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's true. I don't care if he's in jail for DNA. I don't care. That is my God, and I'm going to follow him until the end of time. He said that. So it's like, you knew who this man was in 2014, 2015, 2016. You knew who he was when he was in Columbus, Ohio, lying about those cargo condominiums that he said that were his that were not. You see this stuff. So it's like, now all of a sudden the writing is on the wall. DNA has been found. Okay.
Right.
There's no if and buts about it. DNA has been found. For a warrant from May for him to turn himself in, he knows what's going on. So it's like, stop listening to what these people are just gifting in the gab and telling you, and actually watch what they're doing and see who they hanging around. Malachi York, like, let's be serious. Like, we gotta, as Black people, we really have to sit here and sit back and watch. Why are we attracted to these types of people? It happens over and over again. Your Dr. Umar's.
You want to know why? Because one, not only is it because, Dr. Umar is a little bit different, right? In comparison to
of course,
Polight, right? Just the swag, the way that they approach things, just how they are, right? Dr. Umar is a little bit more grassroots, more than Polight. Polight's flashy cars, women, so on and so forth, right? So of course, well, one thing, they're both promoting something like Black excellence. They're both promoting cultivating the Black culture, and maintaining it and all that, right? And there's not a lot of people out here that are promoting those things. So I think that people instantly gravitate towards that because they're like, yeah, because they feel the same way. Like, we see all this mainstream crap, but what about us just being able to maintain ourselves as a people, as a whole, right? But then you look at somebody like Polight, where it's flashy. He's got the glitz and glamour. There's a lot of shimmery gold, glitter all over his stuff, all over his posts. So people are gravitated towards that because that's what everybody wants. They want to have that kind of lifestyle. But then on top of that, they're liking his Black excellence, cultivating the culture type of narrative that he's just been copying and pasting from other people and just spouting it out as his own. But there are people out here going, yeah, man, I've been looking for somebody like him, man. Because they might be like, Dr. Umar is kind of like, an old head now. You know what I mean? He old head. Now we got this guy. He got the women. He got the cars. He got the money. He got the red bottoms. He got everything. And he's still preaching this stuff. Let's go. I want he to be him. So then they eat up all this crap. That's why he's able to do this, because of how his marketing has been tailored. You know what I'm saying? Everything he's done, all that stuff you see on that social media crap, all the YouTubes and stuff, all that stuff is premeditated, like a mug.
And fake, okay? And here's how I know it's fake. Because 2 of his cars on his page, one is a Rolls Royce, another one is Aston Martin, whatever. Those 2 cars are my uncle's friends' cars from Turo. Okay, they're renting these cars on Turo, Turo. You can get it too. You can go and download the app. It's just like Uber for luxury cars, and you can pay the daily fee, and you can get a car like that too. And what can happen is, and people say, well, why does he have the same car? Because he rents out the same car over and over and over again.
Facts.
If it's still available, you go rent it next week, and you rent the same car the week after, and it makes it look and appear as if you actually own these things.
That car.
And his Airbnbs, he's renting them out months at a time. He's not renting them out in his name. He's renting them out in his wives' names. So it's just like, you got to sit there and see through the BS that everything that you see on Instagram ain't true. But what is true is DNA. And what is true is them charges.
Facts. And those charges are going to get him. I mean, they're going to bury him.
It's about time, because Dr. Polight has been running around rampant for years, and the reason why he has not gotten caught up yet is because he's been doing people who look like this. No offense, but if it was somebody who looked like David, he would have been cut out a long time ago. Yeah. But the fact is that he has Black victims, and we're in this stupid thing of, I'm not snitching, or I don't want to put another Black man in prison. No, that dude needs to be underneath the jail.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
But anyway, all I got to say on that. Love you guys all, but I just want to make sure y'all look up his information with Dr. Malachi York. It will tell you everything about this man's mentality that you need to know.
Send me that link. Because I'd love to.
As a matter of fact, what happened to Common Sense? He went live this morning, and he has 2 or 3 lives that show all these videos in concurrent. He's an amazing brother. You guys should definitely have him on the show. He's amazing. He talks about economics. He's kind of like a Benjamin Dixon, but a solo type of guy.
Okay.
So I was really happy when you guys linked up because I've been following Benjamin Dixon for like 10 years. So
That's what's up.
yeah, so he's a really good guy from New York. But he actually has he has 2 lives that just recently posted that go about 2 hours or so. But he literally shows all of the videos and his progression over time and
That's
all of his scams. And it just lays it out perfectly. But I'm gonna shoot all that information to you.
Please do. I really do appreciate it. And LC, thank you so much for being on. You were just dropping hella facts for real talk. And the thing is real quick before you head off, this is the same thing like that Turo thing where they fake it till you make it. You know, the somebody just said it a second ago that I loved it. Hold on, let me just grab that quote one more time. I threw it up here. The rent to own millionaires. Okay, the rent to own people who like the front. You know what I'm saying? I like to call them the $30,000 millionaires. That's what I like to call them too, because they're all over. They're everywhere. They got the nice ride, but they can't afford the gas in the car, but they got the car still. You see what I'm saying?
So what they is, and the reason why, here's the thing, one of the cars, I think it's the Aston Martin, my uncle's friend had to take it off and ban him from renting it because he didn't have the proper insurance for it. So it's like you buy insurance for like, basically what these people are doing are buying Progressive for like 2 or 3 days just to have it long enough so Turo can pick it up. Then they go on there, they request the car, they show they have the right amount of insurance for that vehicle, and then they cancel the insurance policies.
Can you say that again? Because I'm going to do the same thing. How does that work?
So what people do?
I'm playing.
That people are finding out because what happens is if you rent a car like that, like, you know, he's in, like my uncle, they live in Malibu, Beverly Hills. So these type of cars, they don't live, you know, they don't drive them every day. So they rent them on Turo. So what happens is that if you had the car for, I think after 2, he changed his policy. So after you kept the car for 2 days or 48 hours, he automatically calls the insurance and verifies. But what happens is a lot of these people are getting these cars for a week and then they cancel the insurance after 2 or 3 days. And then they get their money back from their bank or whatever. And then these cars, so they get in car accidents, they do all kinds of stuff, and these people who they're renting the car from are stuck with the bill. So it's like,
that's insane.
Everything that you see online can be purchased for an hour, daily, or a minute rate. So it's just like you have to realize if you just have to see through the BS to see what people are doing out here. And Turo ain't nothing new. They've been using Turo for music videos forever. They just now open to the public. It's nothing new. So it's like, come on, y'all got to, if y'all want to find some glitz and glamour, y'all gonna have to do something better than that. And you're gonna have to do something better than Mr. Gold Shoes, because that's ever since he been wearing them gold shoes, he's just been popping, locking, and dropping ever since. And it's about time for him to pop, lock, and drop that thing right behind the bars.
Facts. Beautifully said. LC, thank you so much for being on. I really do appreciate it. Real talk. I really do appreciate it. We'll talk soon, okay?
Bye, y'all. Have a good one. Bye, T. Bye, David. Sorry to drag you into that, David, but I had to use you as a comparison. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good? It's all good. We do it to each other all the time. Bye.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, guys. Wow. You know, that was an incredible day. This was an incredible show. But I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who came in to call in and all that. For all y'all who were to come in and even watch the show. First off, thank you guys for coming in and viewing the show. Also, for all y'all who came in to do the video chat with us and do a little Ask Pascal / speak on it segment. I really do appreciate you guys coming on and throwing in your 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? It was a good show, guys. Thank you to David and T for being on. I really do appreciate it.
That was a good show, man.
Fire show today.
Yeah, man. Good show. Long one, too. Damn. Long one. You know, I always say it's only gonna be a short show. I'm so tired, and then next thing you know, it's like 7 hours later.
People are hungry. You gotta feed them.
What's that again?
People are hungry. Yeah, you gotta feed them.
We gotta give them the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give them the good stuff. Okay. By the way, for those of you guys, before you guys head out, before you guys take off, I got something cool. Monday we will have James DJ exclusive from Benjamin Dixon's show on around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the Pascal Show on Monday. So we're going to have some fun, kick it with him, chop it up, talk about some things, have him be a part of the conversations that we're having for that day. Should be a very fun time. Hopefully he comes in with some corny ass dad jokes. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Okay. Most likely I'll be over there maybe Monday as well. So we might just go from there and then hop over, and he'll be with us a little bit later on in the show too. So I'm very excited about it. Okay. And if you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to do this real quick. If you haven't done it yet and are interested in supporting this show, you can go and become a YouTube channel member on our membership. That is the join button down below. That's the white box with the blue lettering that says join. Please click on that. $4.99 a month helps us fuel this show so we can keep giving you your stories, your controversies, and your conversations of the day. And of course, we have our Patreon, which we are just getting this ball rolling, getting started. Is brand new. Please, I'm about to start putting out some serious exclusive stuff only on Patreon over there. So please go to our Patreon page. It's www.patreon.com/The Pascal Show as well. So please go join that and support a little channel that could. Okay, so anyway, I want to say a big thank you to everybody for being on. Much love to you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if this is your first time checking out this show, crush that subscribe button, y'all. We out here. We're moving. We're making moves, baby. We're climbing up the charts, okay? We are full on kicking ass and taking names, baby. So please go and crush that subscribe button. Don't forget to do that. And I will be doing a Speak On It Saturday tomorrow. I will most likely put it in, an announcement on what time I will be going on tomorrow on our Discord and on our community page. So if you enjoyed this and want to have more conversations with us or with me tomorrow afternoon, most likely around the afternoon, please do hit that subscribe button and keep your eyes open on Discord and on our community page on the channel. Okay, so anyway, it's time to get going, y'all. All right, be good to yourselves, be good to one another, have a fantastic and positive weekend, y'all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.